Sins in Hinduism have been referred to in the Hindu scriptures such as the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, the Yoga Sutras, Manusmriti, as well as the Garuda Purana. And in this episode, I'm going to be exploring 10 surprising facts about sin in Hinduism. Hey guys, welcome back to FTD Facts. My name is Leroy Kenton, and I do have to admit that when I was thinking about the word sin, only 3 religions came to mind. You probably know which religions I'm talking about. So I decided to explore the concept of sin in Hinduism and share with you guys what I've found so far. So starting with number 10, going all the way down to number 1, here we have this, that according to Hinduism, it's believed that sin manifests in the body with impurities of worldliness known as Vishaya Asakti. So to kind of break it down a little bit, the human body becomes subject to various poisons known as Visham, such as egotism, greed, ignorance, selfishness, and so on. And these so-called poisons are due to our attachments to worldly things known as Vishayas. For fact number 9, the Mahapatakas are the biggest sins in all of Hinduism. The term literally means heinous sin, and it's believed that these sins lead to the worst downfall of humanity. Now, they can neither be stopped or washed away unless you go through some form of suffering. So some Hindu Puranas and Vedas, they point to devoting yourself purely to God would be the only thing that can remove these type of sins. There's also one Sanskrit Hindu text known as the Dharma Shastras, and they have stated that there are these 5 grave sins, and that term is Pancha Mahapatakas. And these 5 gravest or biggest sins are killing a Brahmin, which is a type of high-ranking person in Hinduism. Some Brahmins serve as priests or even gurus. There's also the sin of stealing gold, the sin of drinking intoxicants, as well as having intimate relations with one of these high-ranking people's wives. And the 5th one is to associate with those who have committed these type of sins like I just mentioned, specifically associating with those who haven't corrected their ways and your association with them lasts for more than 1 year. But in other places though, other heinous sins according to Hinduism are as follows: drinking wine, killing an unborn child, killing a cow, or killing a woman, or killing oneself, which is known as suicide of course, and also criticizing somebody that's devoted to God. For fact number 7, the secondary sins are also known as the Upapatakas, and they come out of minor offenses that include not performing sacrifices properly on a regular basis, as well as displeasing a guru, and also selling harmful and intoxicating drinks, and disbelieving in God completely. Also, there's the sins of giving false witnesses and making false claims, as well as performing sacrifices for an unworthy person or unworthy cause, as well as engaging in intimate relations outside of marriage. These are seen as a bit lesser sins in Hinduism. Now, there is the Prakrna Patakas. Now, this is related to a type of minor sin in Hinduism. It can be committed intentionally or unintentionally out of ignorance or just straight up carelessness. But these sins, though, can be removed or washed away by performing sacrifices known as prayachita, or they can be removed by punishments and asking for forgiveness. Now, there are many minor sins in Hinduism, so much that I can't even fit them all in this episode, but some of them include selling your wife, marrying the younger son before marrying the elder son, as well as killing insects and other creatures and more. Now, since we are on the topic of exploring the religion of Hinduism, there is a video that I did a little while ago about the 10 surprising prophecies in Hinduism that I highly recommend. If you're finding this video interesting, you have to see that one. I'll link to it below in the video description section. I'll also have a link to it in the card section of this episode. And for those of you who want to continue learning about something else, I do also have a playlist filled with videos where we explore different religions and different beliefs and different cultures. I'll also link to that playlist below as well in the video description section. Alright, so let's continue now with facts about Hinduism at number 5. For this one though, I want to kickstart some facts about the kinds of punishment for the sins in Hinduism. So in Hinduism, a person who steals away somebody's property is taken by Yama's men to hell. And Yama, or Yamaraja, by the way, is a Hindu and Buddhist deity of the underworld. So after being taken, a person is given no food or water and is beaten by Yama's men. For fact number 4, a person who neglects his parents will go to Kala Sutra. Now, he will then be made to stand up in a vessel made out of copper, and below it there's going to be a fire that's lit, and then the sun is going to be beaming down on this person's head, and he will have to endure this heat for thousands of years. That's another punishment. Also, according to Hindu belief, if a person torments someone who has already suffered, they will go to Andakupa. And that's where that person is going to constantly be stung by mosquitoes as well as bitten by snakes. Ouch! Also, if there's a bad ruler or even one of his servants misuse their power, they go to Vaitarani, and that's a place where they're going to be punished in a river filled with all manner of filth, and all manner of germs and bacteria will start biting that person as punishment. For fact number 2, if somebody gives false evidence or promises but goes back on his word, or if someone is dishonest in his business, that person will go to Avichiman. And there, that punishment is that people will be rolled down a hill repeatedly and experience great agony. So we looked at some of the punishments for sins in Hinduism, but I do want to leave off on a different note for fact number 1. It has to do with the concept of good and evil. So in Hinduism, there's a cosmic struggle that's reflected in the Dharma Satra as well as the Puranas, but it's not like good and evil like the Abrahamic religions portray, but this struggle is between chaos and order. And it's believed that sins are a symptom of chaos, a disturbance of social order and harmony that's based on selfish individual motives known as svartha, and it's not in any way related to a force of evil like the devil or Satan or Iblis like in the religions of Christianity and Islam and other Abrahamic religions, or just other religions in general that believe in the concept of good and evil fighting against each other. So that brings us to the end of this episode. This was a brief look at 10 surprising facts about sins according to Hinduism. I really hope this episode gave you some insight on the Hindu perspective of sin and shed some light on the topic and maybe cleared up some misunderstandings for you. Either way, let me know your thoughts and comments down below. Again, there's so much more on this topic that we definitely could explore. So if you want a part 2, also let me know down below as well. Don't forget to check out the recommended episodes that I did suggest to you. Those links are below in the video description section as well, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next episode.